Well, hello there. So I know I said I retired from fixing Drake radios. I got tempted on eBay, and couldn't resist this one because it has a built-in noise blanker that looks like a factory job that the seller told me about on eBay. Anyway, I've not gotten to test it yet, but I've been trying to make the radio simply work. And I did have some progress. This radio has some odd corrosion on the tubes, some weird oxidation on the tube sockets. Anyway, but all in all, it's a nice radio. It's one of the prettiest, cleanest radios I've ever worked on as far as the Drake. It's pretty tidy inside. But here, I'll show you what I found. I found some odd problems. So I had the radio running pretty well, but when you would work the pre-selector here, or when you would wiggle the entire chassis and just wiggle the chassis, the sensitivity of the radio would change drastically. So I knew it had like a bad ground, so I was checking grounds all over, and I found that when I wiggled the RF2 knob here, wiggled it up and down, it would have better and less sensitivity. Anyway, long story short, you're like, yeah, get to the punchline. Okay, here it is. So the variable capacitor on the top of the radio is held in by a couple of nuts here. I'm trying to find them in the camera here for you. Where are they? Okay, I'll point to them. They're here. They're right here. Okay, that is how I can find them. So these were like finger tight, which amazed me. But first I found this nut here on this screw lug, and it was finger tight, and I saw there was no ground wire on here, so I said, well, it's not so bad, that can pass. But then the whole capacitor, the variable capacitor is loose, that's on the other end of this thing. So then I find this one's finger tight, and it has like a major ground lug on it. So I thought, yeah, that's part of the problem. So I finally got these tightened up. It was hard to put a nut driver in here, but I finally got them tightened up with some needle-nose pliers, and I ran a ground wire from here, in case this wasn't grounding well, which it wasn't, to this lug over here. So it grounds now from here, through here, to here, and through this lug. And also I ran the wire all the way over to this tube socket here, which I'll show you. And what amazed me was the tube socket was not screwed in either too well. So let me find that area for you. Okay, yeah, here's the lug right here. So where the screwdriver is, that lug, if I can show it to you here, right there. So I put the end of that wire right there on this lug. And so that wire grounds these connections over here also. So it's grounded in 3 places now. I figured that will be a good ground. But amazingly, a little screw that held, yeah, this screw right here was gone. So there's a screw right here, which I guess no one ever put into the tube socket. So I found a sheet metal screw and a spare one and put that in there. So now this thing's grounded. So this tube here and dependent coil assembly, which I think is a mixer, it wasn't grounded too well. So we'll see if that makes an improvement. We will see. In fact, we can try that now. So flip this thing over without killing myself or getting shocked. That didn't sound good. So when you flip these over, sometimes the tubes will, like that one did, hit the table. If you don't do it carefully with one hand, it's not good. Anyway, I also had to, these tubes here are dependent. This is a, let's see, no, it's this one. Okay, this tube here, that's a 6-volt tube, and this tube is 6 volts that runs the oscillator. Anyway, these two were not co-joined on the heaters. The heaters here are in series. This heater is in series with this one, and they weren't making contact, so they were both out. The filaments were dead. So both tubes had good filaments, and I found that these sockets were really corroded. So I cleaned up these sockets, or maybe a little too well, bored them out a little too well. Anyway, then I tightened the pins up again. I was going to put new sockets in here, but that's a lot of work. And now they're working fine. I tightened the pins and cleaned the sockets, and these are lighting up and working well. So anyway, the other mystery connection was that odd trimmer I told you about. So the pre-tune, the RF tune was all messed up. So yeah, here's the RF tune variable capacitor. I took the cover off it, and looks like it. Yeah, so it's bolted in 4 places, I think. Oh, yeah. So it's bolted in the back, and these 2 bolts here were loose, and it uses one of these for ground. So that wasn't very cool or nice. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see if the damn thing works. So you're like, yeah, who cares? Get to the point. I hear ya. I'm all ears. So here's the power cord. Whoa. There was the power cord. And since this power cord has 750 volts in it at about 1 amp or something, you don't want to piss around with this thing, get shocked. So you don't want to touch these and get shocked. You will die. You will definitely die. So I hate working on these things for that reason. Alright, so let's get this thing on here and do it correctly. Make sure the pin's in the correct way. Oh, yep, that's it. Plug it in. Come on. Wrong way. Do it that way. These are a pain to get in when they get tangled up. Okay, and it goes. Okay, that's in. Antenna's on. Okay, turn the radio on. Let's see if it works. There it goes. Radio's on. Yeah, this one, it has a little light here for transmit, which is kind of cool. And the filters for the light bulbs were, these green filters were green. They weren't burned out, which surprised me. I never got a radio with filters that were actually still working to make the light the Drake Aqua color. So that's pretty fun. Alright, so does it work? The S meter is down at 1 where it should be. That's a good sign. There's some volume. There's some people yapping on 40 meters. Well, that's pretty good, considering. Let's wiggle it now. It was acting up when I wiggled it. Wiggled this, it acted up. Well, I think that was it. Let's see. No, it's still bad. I didn't fix it. Look at this. See that? See how it goes down? So I think that was a problem I found, but it wasn't the problem. It was a problem. All right, well. Some kind of contest. Okay, so what I'm curious about is, will this thing transmit? Let's see if it'll do that. Let's go down here somewhere. There's no one talking. Maybe down here. No one there. Okay, let's tune up down here. Okay, so tuning a Drake, you take the drive down like that. I have the load down pretty low. There's the plate. Go to CW. Okay, we're on low band, or we're on lower here. Go to CW and tune quickly. Tune the plate first. We got some plate. Dip it. We got no dip. I got plate, but I can't dip. Okay, so I got plate, but it's not working right at all. Not sure why it's got plate. Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong one, so it's not doing so bad. It's got too much drive, too much bias. Okay. A little more drive there. You can tell I'm not good at this. A little more drive. Alright, we got some plate there, look at that. Let's now dip it. We got a dip. Drive down. We got a dip. Not much of a dip, but we got a dip. Okay, so it's putting out power. How much, I don't know. But it's working like it should, so it's transmitting. Okay, well, that's interesting. I still got this receive problem. And maybe that affects the transmit too. So as you can see, fixing these radios is laborious and it's time consuming, and each one has different problems. I think that was a problem when I tried to transmit last time. I got rough signal when I rotated this knob for peaking, so I got smooth signal now, I got smooth drive. So I think I found a problem, the grounding problem, but it wasn't the problem I'm after, so gotta keep going. Okay, well, thanks for watching. This is a Drake TR4 with a noise blanker. Does it work? Let's see. Doesn't do a thing.
Yeah, but we're pretty dumb too. Mike, we could have voted no on keeping the gas tax. We voted yes. Yeah, we're a dumb group.
Yeah, I think probably on average, humans are just slightly below cows on the intelligence.
Well, when the ETs rate us, they rate us just one step above cows and wild animals. That's where we are on the scale.
Well, that could be too. If I was from some planet where we had the kind of technology that it would take to get here from there and fly on it, I wouldn't want to deal with this.
Well, it receives. I can't say it receives great, but
I'm concerned that if they land in Tijuana, they look at some of those tent cities and smell the diarrhea running through the streets. That's not a very good first impression.
No, sure.
And that's because I couldn't hear myself. So anyway, pick it up, K6CKY, pick it up, and price of the key for you done. Tango whiskey. I can't figure your guys out. Okay, try again.
well, we got power. I wonder if this thing will transmit or not. Could throw a microphone in there and see what it does. This one, I think, will work. No, it won't. This one will. All right, let's try this one.
nice to have a high SWR. And usually, yeah, coming through.
Okay, microphone. Too much stuff laying around here. Okay, microphone's on. It might even work. Give it full gain. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Seems to work. KB3 whiskey. KB3 whiskey here, Las Vegas, Nevada. Kilowatt. Bravo 3 whiskey. Turning down the gain, turning down the gain, down the gain, down the gain, down the gain. There we go. Gain is down. Kilowatt Bravo 3 whiskey, Las Vegas, Nevada. QSL, Kilo Bravo 3 whiskey, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Bravo 3 whiskey, thank you, 596.
Roger that. You are also a 596, 597. How is my modulation? Over.
Okay, I'm showing you as an 8. You're saying you're 6?
Roger that, roger that. You are clearly a 7.
Okay, Fuel Bravo 3 whiskey, are you an 8 or a 6?
KB3W, I'm definitely going to be a 7 here, I think. I'm in, I think 1 Delta for contest, over.
What state are you in?
State of Nevada, Nevada. Roger that, Nevada.
If you're Nevada, you're 6?
I think Nevada's a 7, over.
QSL?
QSL.
Okay, thank you, Whiskey 7, X-Ray, Quebec.
I have no idea what contest he's doing. Probably some kind of ARRL contest, but the radio transmits. That's my first test transmitting this radio, so it works. Anyway, still got to fix the receiver. Get it stable, but it looks like the radio is basically working, so that's cool. It's a pretty good little radio. It,
X-Ray, Echo 2, Echo Mike, thank you, 596. Thank you, 5910. 10, thank you, QRZ.
I have no idea how this contest works. Alright, that's 40 meters. Let's check 80 here real quick. 80 meters here. So these Drakes, you want to set the sideband here to be equal tones, so we can try that. Go down here. Hear how one's low and one's high? You want them kind of equal, so you can tune the oscillator back here. Lower. Okay, make this one higher. Maybe a little higher. Okay. Maybe that's right. Let's see.
I'm
La andaba ajustando, Nacho. Ok, ¿qué túnel es, Miguel? La túnel esa vieja, una adentro de esos de botones, puros botones, no tiene. Es viejita. No tiene medidores, no tiene miras.
And it's still got that receive intermittent connection thing going on. I wonder if it's this back here, this little bulb thing here. No. Oh, well, it's going to be a while before I find that problem. 40 meters.
Funny, your audio doesn't sound all that loud, but the signal's 5 over. Yeah, both of you are over here.
I guess he doesn't hear us. Yeah, this noise blanker is a little suspect, and I'll show you why. So I can try and jump it out. It has some loss going through it, that's for sure. So if you jump this thing out like this, jump the positive lead on this coax here, just jump it out, short circuit it right to there, it'll pick up. So now you can hear it's got more audio.
You're the original Kilo 6.
The Kilo
Delta 7, I barely hear you.
But try it again.
Oh my gosh, it's tough. Something else in Bravo, but no good here in Orange County. I heard you originally, but no more. He's 2 and 2. Over here, near Bakersfield.
Thanks for trying. And you can probably hear him.
So the radio works. It doesn't work great. It does transmit, not too much power, but the receive needs work. It hears, but it's not real sensitive. So that's about it for a day's work on this thing. Maybe 3 or 4 hours today working on it. Got it basically working, but it still needs some help. Anyway, and I think once the radio is tuned up, this board noise blanker is going to be a real bugger to figure out and get it working. So this might be one of those long trial type radios where you're working on it for a lot of time. The good thing about this thing is it cleaned up nice. I did clean it up, and it's a shiny, good looking radio inside. So the aesthetics of it's very nice. The little cans are very clean. It's all clean back here. The tube covers are oxidized. I could get some new tube covers on it. Those aren't too expensive. They make it look better. It's a pretty pristine radio. That's all scratched, but and the front of it is pretty nice too. It's not too bad. A couple scratches, but usually these radios, this is all burned up from sun, and this thing's all burned up from sun, and this thing wasn't in the sun, I guess. It's a survivor, as they say. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Have a great day.